Really?
We're live. The witches are live. The witches are live. And look,
Yay.
I was looking in the chat. Oh my goodness, look at our people. We have new members. Yay! 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 It's book launch and it's the full moon. So it's book
Oh,
launch. It's the full moon. Oh, baby, it's the full moon. Baby, this is the first time I have ever been on YouTube at this time of night. Okay? First time ever.
really?
Really.
Oh my goodness. I'm always up this time of night.
This is officially your witching hour, right, Dr. B? This is your witching
Not
hour.
yet. It's only 10:02 over here on Mountain Standard Time, so I'm still early.
You're early. You're early. And for me, it's 11:02. And then in Eastern time, it's 12 midnight. And then all around the world is different times. This is the full moon. And so, hey, family, look at everybody coming in. Hey, family, hey, family, hey, family. And welcome, new members. Welcome, new members. Now, what are we doing tonight? We're doing the book launch for 13 Signs You're a Witch. This
Yay.
book is pivotal. It's legendary. This book, and I'm not saying it's pivotal and legendary because I wrote it because it came through me. I'm saying that because I get the sense that God is doing something big with this book. I get that sense. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you a picture of the beautiful baby, and she's on.
Beautiful. Oh my God.
Oh,
Yay.
13 signs you're a witch. That
Just
is the book.
13, Rev.
And I
I
know
only
what the book
needed
would look
one
like on
sign.
the cover.
Where'd you go, Rev? She'll be back. She'll be back. I told you. I knew you'll be back.
So if my Wi-Fi goes in and out wonky like that, just go right ahead and take over because
Okay.
these walls are concrete, and I realize that the signal doesn't always go through these concrete walls. Literally, these walls are concrete in here. So
I
if
believe you.
yes, because it has to withstand storms and all that kind of stuff. So if anything unfolds with the Wi-Fi, just go right ahead talking.
Keep
You know
rolling.
how yeah, keep
Yeah.
rolling. Do we keep rolling. So first of all, I'm Reverend Valerie Love. If you're brand new to the channel, welcome. Tonight we are talking about witch, witch. That is the topic of the conversation. And we are talking about it because the book launch of 13 Signs You're a Witch is coming up. And I asked some witches to join me. I asked some witches to join me. Look at my
Hi.
Hey, beautiful.
How are you?
Yay.
I asked some witches to join me. Just bought it from, oh, yes, she just bought it from Ujo Wajed. How you loving? How you loving? Soul family. Tonight is the book launch, and tonight is the full moon. So, you know how we love the full moon. We love the full moon. So we can get into all the witchy deliciousness. Congratulations on the book launch. Thank you so much. Now, family, there's an announcement.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you
Yes.
so much.
She's beautiful.
Oh, my baby. This is my newest baby. Oh, my goodness. She is such a. You've got the book. Yay. Yay, 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 yay. Now, two announcements I want to make about the book, and I'm going to continue making these announcements throughout this conversation. If you have the first version of the book, if you're a member and you have the first version of the book, I posted in the members only area the revised version, because the first version that was released, this is my responsibility, was not the fully edited version. Please forgive me. I sent the wrong version to you. So you are now having the brand new fully edited version, the revised version. So if you downloaded it anytime before today, members, you need to go back in and download it again. Yay! Look forward to reading it. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. Doing well. Now, if you bought the book from Amazon, hey, new member, look at that. The new member is getting
Yes, remember.
Yay! Money in the vortex. New members, you receive the book as a gift. So look and you will see that if you got the first version, I already posted it today. I posted the revised version. So download the revised version, which is the second one that I posted. Make sure you have the right version of the book. If you bought the book from Amazon, you bought the first one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the revised one. Just email me your proof of purchase from Amazon. That's all. Email magic@christianwitches.com. Magic, M-A-G-I-C-K, M-A-G-I-C-K at christianwitches.com. Email me your proof of purchase from Amazon, and I will send you a link to download the revised version, of course, free of charge. I'm so thankful that you bought the book, and I want you to have the right version of the book, fully edited and beautiful. That's what you deserve because that's what you paid for. And I am so thankful that everyone bought this book. So I want to introduce the witches that are with me today. So you know me, I'm Reverend Valerie Love, and Divine Midwife of Soul Destiny, practicing and initiated Christian witch, author now of 21 books on practical spirituality, magic, and the occult, and Christian witchcraft, including the Christian witchcraft starter kit, which is at Amazon as well. So ValerieLove.com. And I'm joined today by Queen Hadassah, also an initiated Christian witch in the Christian Witches Mysteries, Temple of Maya, Love, Light, and Truth, Temple of Maya. And you also have with us today Icy, who is a Christian medium, also in the Temple of Ma'at, is currently in the initiation program and is about to be initiated. So who wants to go first and tell us about yourself? Tell us about yourself. Queen Hadassah?
You know I like to go first.
I know. Go right ahead.
I set the bar high and drop the mic, and that's it.
Oh, baby.
But
okay.
welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This is like such a beautiful time for me. It is the full moon. I get to see Reb's beautiful face and spend time with her. And you all love tubers. I feel like I'm a love tuber, but I feel like, we're all family. And it's just a pleasure to see you all and to see you come back over and over again. I am Denise Backus. Most people call me Dr. B. Now I'm known as Queen Hadassah. That is my initiated name in the Christian Witches School, the Temple of Ma'at. And what I can say is life is better on this side because I have a level of clarity that I didn't have before about what I'm doing with my life. And what I'm doing is pretty magical, and I'm conjuring up some things, and you all will be witness to what I conjure up. I am a global sojourner. I'm a traveler. I'm a business developer, and I'm developing the business called Dr. Denise LLC. Okay. And that is the business that I'm developing. I'm developing all kinds, and I'm helping people to develop as well. I'm also teaching and developing courses for the Christian Witches Mystery School. And that's going to be a surprise. I guess we're going to launch that soon. So I've been given the charge, me and my witch sister, Queen Vashti, we will be developing courses for you all to enjoy, to devour, to get used to my voice, get used to my face, because you will be seeing and hearing much more of me. I'll be teaching more. I was a college professor. I'm not sure what I am in the past, but teaching is my thing. Teaching, I love to teach. I love to learn. I love to be in a classroom situation. And I was in the classroom realizing that the classroom was way too small for me and I needed to bust out of there, which is what I did, and went tumbling down this rabbit hole of what we call spiritual development. And here I am today. I survived, y'all. I survived.
Yay.
I've been all over the world, and I will continue to travel, and hopefully I'll be seeing Rev soon. And that is who I am, Queen Hadassah, here to serve you.
Woo! Amen. I love it. I love it. I see the Christian medium.
Hi.
Hey.
Happy full moon.
Happy full moon.
Hi,
Beloved, happy full moon.
my name is Icy. I am a Christian medium. My mediumship developed while I was being raised within the Christian church. So for me, I do not put a separation between the two. I am eccentric. I am a witch. I am a medium. I am a Christian. So with all of that put into one, here I
Wait a
am.
minute, say that again. Say that again. For the people in the back, say that again.
I'm just flowing with spirit. I've been in the flow all day. So for me, like I said, I am a medium. I am a Christian. I am a witch. I am here. It is the full moon. I am excited about this energy, about this book launch. I am I am taking a deep breath and working with spirit and trust and love as I am an emissary for spirit. So what I do and what I learned through my galactic signature is that I seal the entrance of spirit. So my job is to show up and flow and communicate what I'm told to communicate. And right now it is a full moon. We are feeling this energy and we are ready.
Beautiful. Queen Hadassah, do you remember when Icy first came? She was quiet and she was looking at all of us.
Listen.
Icy was looking at us like, how crazy are they? And do I have to exit?
Listen, we don't bring that on them right away. You can't spring us on them. I have to let Icy chill out for a while. She has to be on ice. Chill for a little bit. But I could see her, so I know. I know. I didn't know exactly what she knew, but I knew I felt the power. And so I let Icy chill for a little while, but I'm not going to let her chill for too long. Trust me.
Was that what you were thinking when you were looking at us, Icy? Were you looking like, these are some crazy witches?
Well, for me, I've had to be raised within the Christian church. As long as I put everything in biblical terms, it was accepted. So it was so refreshing for me to be inside of a community where I can just be. It's like, are we gonna have praise and worship, or are we gonna do some rituals? You know,
and we do all that. We do all that. We do praise and worship, FI and rituals in the wood in that nature at night. Absolutely. We be out in the woods and all of that. And then we get out Jesus. And people don't understand.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. And I love that. So for me, it was very refreshing. I was just like, okay, don't get in here and get too bubbly, because I was, I was just happy to be within a community where I didn't have to pick and choose and hide or code switch. I could just authentically show up and see what's going on.
Beautiful.
So for me, I was just kind of just breathing and taking it all in and just learning about all of the powerful people that was there. And I'm just talking to myself. I'm like, okay, spirit, this is where you have me. You know, I'm nervous, but I'm trusting you, and unfoldment is happening and it's beautiful.
Oh my goodness. You have made such an incredible transformation in a short period of time. What have you been doing since you've been in the mystery school? And of course, we have our lessons in the mystery school. We're in spiritual community. We meet each week. We have our retreats. We go away to the rock. You know, we go on the mountain. We go away. We go into plant medicine in May. What really helped you make your transformation to just come out and be able to say what you're saying right now? I'm a witch, I'm a medium, I'm a Christian. And there's no distinction between these.
Well, I can definitely say the community. I know Queen Hadassah reached out a couple of times and helped me to, she was like, I see you, just, stop hiding. I see you. And when she first did that,
because she was kind of like this, and she was by the door too.
Yeah.
Like, people, when people first come in, sometimes they're standing, they want their escape route. They were like, it's a little too dicey. I'm gonna be out.
She was like, I see you. Your third eye is open. Why are you so quiet? And that's just normally how I am. I can be kind of really quiet and timid at first until spirit is like, do this or say this or communicate this. Or if I'm wondering, the information I just received, where the heck did it come from? Because energy is always speaking and communicating. So it's been the community, the weekly accountability for sure, learning how to walk the path of enlightenment in a Christian witchy way. You know, I don't have to feel like I don't consider myself politically correct, so I don't have to feel like I'm stepping on anybody's toes with, you know, I'm learning about this or I'm learning about that. It's just what resonates with my spirit and how am I able to authentically show up. And so having that community and accountability with the tools that we are learning and implementing has been just an explosion of happiness and joy and consistency.
Woo, that consistency.
I'm so glad you're saying happiness and joy. That's beautiful. Because it didn't start out happiness and joy for me, but thank you for saying happiness and joy.
Well, one of the things, you know, we're taking 100% responsibility for our life. And so there's only so much time I'm going to spend time saying, well, this person did this or this person did that. Why is this information showing up in my life? And I learned that in the mystery school. Why is this information here? What is it teaching me? What is it showing me about myself that I need to heal? And it was just, it's been profound. So it's been tears, but it's been yay and awareness and just abundance of joy for me. It's ultimately for my joy.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. Calvin, money in the vortex. Woohoo! Thank you, Calvin. Thank you. Mwah. Much love. So let's get into this conversation about witches. When did you first know you were a witch? And how do you use the word? How is it that you use the word witch? I mean, you know, in this line of work that Spirit has me in, helping people out of the broom closet, if they want to come out. Someone showed me a comment on a group, and it was a comment by someone, a fellow witch, who was very, very, very upset at how I talk. She said, this woman is not right. This woman threatens to out people out of the broom closet. Plus, she cussed like a sailor, so you know she can't be right. And when I was looking at, and you know what's funny about it? When I was looking at it, I said, well, all of this is actually true. I'm crazy. I'm like a sailor, and I threatened to take out people out of the broom closet. Well, she got me right. I'm like, well, what can I say? So what caused you to decide to come out the broom closet and actually use the word witch, and not just use it, embrace it as a beautiful, powerful essence?
Who are you asking, me?
Queen Hadassah, you can go.
Oh, well, you know, the thing about it is, I guess it was you that allowed me to feel confident that I can call myself a witch. I always knew I was a witch. From the time I was born, I come from a line of very powerful witches, although they don't really, they're stuck in the church and they don't want to, you know, everything I learned about witchcraft, I learned from my mother and her sisters conjuring things up in the house. You know that I knew I was a witch from the time I could know myself. I just didn't know what to call myself. You know, everyone knew there was something different about me. They just didn't know what it was. They just, oh, she's weird. She likes this stuff. She, you know, she's always talking all of this funny stuff, all this scientific stuff. And did you know this? And did you know that? I always knew as a child that I loved metaphysical stuff. And I remember I even tried to buy a witch. You know, you go in the back of the comic books and it's like, buy this magic witch and whatever. So I wanted to buy a witch. I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. I was just a child, but I knew there was something about life that I already knew, that there was something that I was being drawn to, and I didn't know what it was. I spent the majority of my adult life as a social scientist, that's my profession, thinking like, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. when I got into witchcraft, I realized I was doing the same scientific method. However, I was using different implements, variables, or whatever. But I'm looking for an outcome. I'm looking for a result. I'm looking if I combine these variables, control for this, control for that, mix these up, what do I get? And it's the same thing in magic. So it feels so normal what I'm doing now. It's scary to my family, they think I'm strange. They want me to go back to the classroom, but it's not about what they want. It's we come here to express ourselves the best way we know how. And when you find your path, you just get in that lane and burn rubber. And that's what I did. Burn rubber in that lane. No one can do what I do, and I can't do what you do, and I certainly can't do what Icy does. Although Icy is powerful, Rev. This girl can bring hell down from the sky. So we're not
She's
talking about.
actually in the book. She's actually in the book, but I didn't name her name. That story did make it into the book. Yes, it did, baby.
Woo! Girl, you are
Thank
fake.
you.
I couldn't divulge all the secrets because, of course, what happens on the retreats is the retreats are like Vegas. I couldn't tell all the secrets. I did tell that part.
Beautiful. Now you're at it. So, for me,
She has a chapter named after her. The chapter is called Hailstorm. Okay.
what?
That is the chapter. The chapter is named after Icy. This, if you're wondering who it is in the book that brought the hailstorm in the middle of in the middle of the medicine wheel, ladies and gentlemen, here she is right here. Medium.
Yeah. I don't really have much other to say other than I always knew I was a witch. I just didn't know what word to call myself, and it wasn't until meeting you I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's what it is. And so I do a lot of divination for everything. I divine everything, and so I asked, am I a witch? And the thing said, bing, 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 bing.
Bing, 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 bing.
I even asked the thing if I was gay, and it was like, no. Am I a witch? Yes. Ding, 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 ding. You're a witch. Yeah.
Now, you said something really profound in the very beginning. Well, the whole thing is profound. The whole share is profound. There was something that I want to dig deeper into. You said that you come from a long line of witches, but they couldn't call themselves witches because they were Christians. And I'm going to tell you something. I first learned witchcraft from Christians.
Me too.
That's where I first learned. That was my first witchcraft school, was Christians. The people in my family who were reading the Bible, and it was Jesus, definitely a Christian household. Yet they were doing all the witchy things like potions.
Yes.
They put the copper penny on the baby's belly. Do you remember when they used to do that back in the day? When the babies had the outies. They were doing rituals over the babies.
Making
medicine, potions and everything in their kitchen, making you drink pot liquor. Every healing remedy that we got came from the earth. Nothing came from, we didn't go to doctors when I was growing up. We didn't go to doctors. Everything came from these women and their potions. And they were nasty and horrible, and they were always shoving some golden seal down your throat, some herbs, some castor oil, something horrible. Weren't they? That's what
Centipede, bitters. I mean, I was born in the West Indies in Guyana, so we had bitters, centipede, Cersei, all this disgusting stuff. I mean, Saturday they're shoving that in you. You better drink it.
You got to drink that stuff. That's one of the chapters in the book as well. The chapter is called the chapter is called Drink This. That's the name of the chapter. Drink This. Because my grandma and them, they were always forcing giving you some horrible thing to drink. It was just, that's what they did. The other thing that these witches did, they never let anyone get their hair. And they always told us, never let anybody get your hair. And they used to take the hair, after they brushed their hair and combed their hair, take all that hair, flush it down the toilet. They were witches. They could not call themselves witches because they were in the Christian paradigm. And I did not understand all the witchy things they were doing until I left Christianity when I first had my hedonism phase and I started reading all these witchy books. And I was like, well, I've been doing this all my life, and salt and all that kind of stuff. I've been doing this all my life. I see. When did you know that you were a witch?
Ooh. Okay, so the first time I knew, but I didn't fully accept it. The first time I was called witch was by my mother. And ironically, being raised in the church, we were always taught about energy and spiritual gifts, and make sure you seek what your spiritual gifts are, because your gifts come without repentance. So
what does that mean?
That means that you don't need to earn your gift. Your gift is your gift. And so for me, I started to have dreams and visions. And I started to have dreams and visions. And in certain dreams, different messengers would show up and tell me things. And so I said, Mom, I think angels are talking to me. And she was like, well, what do you mean? And I told her what I saw. And the next time I went to ask for proof. And so the proof was, as soon as you go to church, this is exactly what's going to happen. I woke up and I told my mom, I said, Mom, I asked the angels for proof. And we got to the church and it happened. And she gave me this look like, this child been dealing with the devil.
That's exactly where Christians go with that. I talk about that in the book, how the Christians told me that if you see anything, if you see anything that looks like a spirit, it's the devil, it's the demons. It's got to be on the dark side. Every spirit was cast into the dark side, which is absolutely not true. Continue, Icy.
So for me, I was just, I was like, no, I haven't done anything, and witches are evil, so I can't be a witch, because that's what I was taught. And I continued on in my journey, and my gifts got stronger. Then I got to a point where I said, you know what? I have all these questions. No one's giving me the answers I'm looking for. So I stopped going to church. And for me, I learned through experience. I want to know, why is this happening to me? So I met with different psychics and mediums and healers, and everything I was learning was everything I was doing inside the church. And I was just like, okay, so what's the difference?
There is none. Yet, in energy, there is no difference. Yet, people are confused in the mind. They're confused.
So at that time, I'm learning all these things. And then I came across your video about being a Christian witch. And my first thought was, is she putting those together? Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Mark, rewind that. Did she say?
So I saw your video and I was amazed, because here I am going through this mental thing of, I need to choose one. And, if you choose witch, then it must be the devil. And if you choose Christian, then it's right and it's God. And here's this woman that's saying she's a Christian witch together. And I was just like, ooh, am I ready for that?
No, I wasn't ready for it when I said it, but I was like, oh my God, okay. God is speaking through me. What do you do but go with it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at the time, I wasn't ready. And I said, you know what? I'm done with the church. I'm not going to have anything to do with that. It's too much dogma. But even with all the dogma, I still had my own separate experience, which was feeling these different types of healing energies, dreams and visions. I loved revivals, because there was so much energy at revivals. People was getting healed, leaving with different mental thoughts. That was a party to me. So, so once I got to a point where, after rejecting it, I got sick, because that's how resistance manifests. I said a prayer, and I said, you know what? If this is what's meant for me, I'm either going to find a mystery school, or I'm going to find something that helps me to make this commitment to myself. And so right out the blue, I found out you made a mystery school. And I was like, is this the same woman? Same woman, and I just said yes.
Mm.
So once I said yes and entered the mystery school, that's when I accepted that there's no fight, there's no battle. It's just acceptance of the peace.
Beautiful.
I love it. How has it been since you owned Witch? Actually owned it. How has it been since then?
It's been within myself. It's been magical. It's been me taking ownership over my identity, my experiences, who I am, instead of allowing outside forces to validate or dictate what I am. It was me just saying, this is just who I am.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Without having to choose.
She'll be back. I think that's beautiful, Icy. I really do. And sometimes I'm looking over here because I'm trying to look at comments. And mysterious spell said, "Yep." Said the same thing when I started following her. I never called myself a witch. I kind of knew I was something. I just never used that word witch until Reverend Val, because I was a scientist, for God's sakes. Witch. Oh, whatever. Yay, Reverend Val is back. You're right. I was commenting on Mysterious Spell. She said, "Yep." She said the same thing when she started following you. She couldn't call herself a witch until Reverend Val.
Ooh. Ooh.
And we thank you.
Yes.
I'm so thankful because it's not of my own accord. I can do no thing. It's God working through us that causes the resonance, doesn't it? That when
Yes.
you see right, you see something and it resonates, that is God, that is your spirit speaking to you through somebody else's mouth. That's all it really is. And I was lost and I was confused. That's why I do this work, because that was my exact experience. Here was the witch and here was the Christian. Neither one was leaving.
Mm.
And spirit, help me to understand, you're not supposed to get rid of either the Christian or the witch. We're to integrate, right? Integration. Bring everything that you have into one harmonious whole.
Yes.
Now, question. What are signs of a witch? What do y'all say are signs? I know the 13 signs that I've experienced with y'all witches all over the world. What are signs that you would say of witches?
Well, right off, for me, I know all the witches in my family. When I look at the little ones, I know who's a witch, and I look at them and I look at their eyes and the way they look at me. Now, I have brown eyes. I don't know if you could tell. And my eyes have always been bewitching. I don't know what color people see them as, but people are like, "Oh, there's something about your eyes." And they always tell me things about my eyes. I'm like, "Huh?" But with awareness, I know that when I look at some of the little ones in my family, I can tell you're a witch.
Can't you tell?
I
You
know
can
it.
see.
I know all the witches in my family. I know them. Whether they know it or not, I know they're a witch just
They
from looking at them.
have they owned it or no? They're not ready to own
No, some of them are really little. And it's like, my little nieces and nephews, I'm like, I look at them all and I know there are 3 powerful little witches in my family.
it.
I know for a fact. And what I'm doing today is sort of blazing a trail for them so that they can feel comfortable when it's their time to come out of their broom closet, or at least they'll have someone they can look to that's out in the open that say, "Oh, let me call Auntie and see what she says."
Ooh, I love it. I wish I had a witchy auntie when I was
Me
growing up. Well,
too.
I mean, my aunties were witchy, but they didn't talk about it like how we're talking about it now. That was
Right.
not acceptable, right?
So
And
eyes, number 1, eyes.
eyes and eyebrows. There is definitely something in the eyes. Icy.
Mhm.
Well, I felt drawn to everything magical. So you can you could try to deny it, or you. I've talked to some people who they have not come out of the broom closet, and they'll say, well, I secretly go do this, or I secretly go do that. And for me, I felt like I didn't want to choose. I had this attraction, this drawn to magical things. What's with the potions? What's with the herbs? What's with all these folklore, stories? They didn't just come from nowhere. So for me, number 2 would be a strong attraction to magical things. You want to know the energetic connection to it. The quest for the unknown.
Okay, River's coming back. She'll be back. That's beautiful, Icy, because I felt drawn to everything magical myself. Like I said, I wanted to buy a witch. I wanted a witch friend. I'm like, come be my friend. So I was always looking and being very attracted to anything magical. And then I would pick up rocks and twigs and put them in my pocket. Like, what are you doing that for? I'm like, I don't know. I just want it. I don't know why. I just want it. I'd have a collection of rocks and sticks in my room. And my sister's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. I just like this stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't take a witch on the beach. Forget it. Ooh, what's
Oh,
that?
no.
Ooh,
I live on the beach.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, no.
One. Ooh, pretty.
Yes.
You never get out of
I
this.
keep shells on my altar. I keep shells. I have my shells. When we went to Dubai, I went out on the beach and I was wearing my cross. And Spirit told me to bury this cross in the sand. I was like, why? So I buried my cross and let it sit there for a while. And Spirit said, pick up shells. So I picked up all of these shells. I went back, later got my cross. And I guess it got some kind of charge up. But I keep those shells from Dubai on my wealth altar.
Is the cross still in Dubai?
No, I have it. I took it. I was able to take it. It had to just go in the earth for a little bit. And then I took it out.
It was like an anointing.
Yes.
Ooh,
yes.
It was earth charging. That's like an earth charge. If you put it in the sand, the element of earth charging.
Oh, yes. Oh, darling. It was so witchy. I was out there doing my thing. And I didn't even care.
Oh, my God. And look, you were in a Muslim country. They are not keen on all of that kind of going on. So wonderful. We kept it discreet and respectful of our Muslim family members, because we go all over the world doing magic everywhere we go. At Bali, everywhere we go, we have magic and we carry our magic and we practice magic everywhere we go. So if we're in a country that is not necessarily magically inclined, we just be respectful. And magic is everywhere. Whether you call it.
Oh, Rev is stuck. Well, I wanted to say, Rev, that day I got introduced to the notion of Islamic magic, occult magic.
Ooh,
and so
that is some
Baba, open sesame, all of that.
Ooh, that's some powerful magic. Some of these, the Islamic magicians, oh, that's a powerful magic.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a powerful magic.
Girl, me flying in a minute.
Oh my goodness, that is powerful magic, baby. Wow, wow. Okay, so you all hit some of the points that's in the book, because in the book, one of the 13 signs is this pull. It's called, in the book, it's called the reminder cord. That's what I call it in the book. I call it the reminder cord. It's a cord literally attached to you. That is your reminder cord. Come this way. And here you find yourself running to the magic shop, metaphysical shop, and your family and witchy people in your family are looking at you. People in the church are looking at you. You can let them know that you want to find out about tarot. Or that, how did you explain yourself? When you're first doing this,
Well, I think it's strange in my case, like I said, my mom is a witch and she won't admit it. I remember I was 15, I was in London and we were on some family vacation. I have a lot of family that live in London. And so we were in one of those streets, one of the streets of London. And I turned and I looked and there was a magic shop. And I was like, ooh, I want to go in there. I want to go in there. And my mom went in there with me. So, and she even let me buy some magic tricks. So, it wasn't a cultic store, but it was a magic store, pull rabbits out the hat, sleight of hand kind of thing. But, I was just amazed that she let me go in the store and buy some stuff. I bought some kind of trick. The guy showed me how you move things around and squeeze it in your hand so people get. I'm like, I'm gonna get that. So I wanted to trick people when I was a little kid, but I was just amazed that my mom actually let me go into a magic store and buy something out of there. So that was fun. She's a witch.
Oh, she's definitely a witch in a beautiful way. All
Mhm.
right, I see. So tell us about this draw to the magic, to these occult things that you just were like drawn to. What was that like? What was that experience like for you?
Well, for me, it was fun, especially as I was younger. Once I left the church, I remember my family, we moved to Hawaii, and there's this store in Hawaii, and that's where I bought my first tarot deck.
Mm.
And it was kind of weird how it happened. So I deal with energy, and I was in the store and I kept feeling my hands heat up, and I was like, what is this? And so I remember that I went towards this tarot deck, and all of a sudden my hands felt extremely hot, but it felt beautiful. And I couldn't explain it. I said, how does like, it was still in the box and everything, but it was just beautiful. And so I was like, I gotta buy this. So I bought the tarot deck and got it home. I think I had a walk-in closet at the time, so I walked in there and hid. I didn't want my husband to see that I actually did it. And so I opened the cards, and it was like the most beautiful thing I've ever felt in my life. With my hands, I felt like the energy was connecting and communicating with my hands. And I felt my hands heat up in church, but that was something different. That was something that I felt like, this was otherworldly, and I like that.
Ooh, baby, otherworldly. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. Well, Icy joined the club because I did have my tarot deck carefully hidden from my Baptist husband. Y'all have seen the stories. I tell stories about that in Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch. So if you don't have the Christian Witchcraft series, definitely get it at Amazon, at ValerieLove.com and ChristianWitches.com. Okay, tell us another sign of which. So we talked about nature and sticks and stones and picking up everything in the world. We talked about the eyes. We talked about the pull, that pull to the witchy and the occult and the magic. Just gotta go in the magic shop. It just called me. Like I couldn't even go past a magic shop. It would just call me, Valerie. I'll be like, me? Aren't you the only Valerie on the street right now? Yeah.
It is funny.
How is
Funny.
this happening to me right now that I'm hearing crystals calling my name? Valerie, right? What else? What other signs? Or what famous witches do you know? Because I talk about some famous witches in the book.
Ooh, black ones or which ones?
Oh, a few different ones. So the Enchantresses. I mentioned Kim Kardashian. I mentioned Nicki Minaj. I mentioned, and of course, there's a chapter on Beyonce, and there's also a
Oh,
chapter on
yeah.
Beyonce, big time. And she's a daughter of Oshun. So there's a chapter devoted to her as witches artist. And then there's a chapter also devoted to Giselle, uh, who helped her husband win the Super Bowl. And
Yeah.
both of them said it. They said she's a witch doing magic. And I thought that was so profound. Oh,
Rebel be back. I was trying to read some of the comments. I have my phone. I'm trying to read some of the comments on your back, Rev.
I'm back. Thank you so much for holding down. And you know what else, too? Um, I am I'm thinking now of some of the things that I saw in the comments because as we had that little clip there, I see the comments and I see that Ujawajet was born with her eyes open, and Mysterious Spell was born with the veil on her face. They call it born under the call. Remember they used to call it that? If you're born under the call, you definitely are magical. You are definitely magical. And with your eyes open, or these, right? Or
Mhm.
these births that present in a way that is unlike the typical head down, chin down birth, crowning at the head. Any birth that was breech or otherwise could be a magical birth. Children born in storms, children born on the full moon, all these things, these are magical signs too of people being magical. Okay, continue. So Giselle is a witch, and Giselle helped her husband win the Super Bowl. So have y'all seen that? Have y'all seen that Giselle and Tom Brady came out and said, yeah, his wife is a witch and she gives him the rituals? Did y'all
You
see
know,
that?
I heard it from you. I tried to look and see where that was written, but I found it on ValerieLoveTV.com. So it was sufficient for me. But this is the thing. We are all magical. We are all called to magic. Not everyone answers. And so, it's not a white thing, it's not a black thing, it's not it's energy. And so anyone can tap in. We are all called to tap into this energy. Not all of us do it. Because Giselle does it, it's like now it's boutique magic. I don't know. It's cool. It's nice, and now people.
It's legitimate. I guess it's legitimized. Is that the word?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Supposedly, when you see someone, yet why can't it be legitimized simply because it's in your own soul? But people give it more credence when a person like Giselle is outwardly a witch.
Yeah, I mean, it helps. It helps too because it helps to get
It
the message
does.
across. And it helps. The one thing I don't like about I don't know, maybe we'll do stereotypes. I don't like the stereotype that witches are old and ugly with warts, and I'm not old and I'm not ugly and I don't have warts. And
We
I
don't
don't
do that. We're
have
not
children.
mean. We don't do that. We don't eat babies. No.
you know I mean, I don't, which to me just it's a word that's evolving. It means wise woman. It means I know some things. I've connected with myself. So at some point the word witch might become too small a label for me. Who knows? But I know that I am female in this incarnation, and I know I have power. And because I'm on this path, it's allowing me to see just what that power looks like in action. Because it's hard to me, it's hard to be a solo witch because I didn't know what I was doing. I was making a hot mess with Rev. I was conjuring things up and making a hot mess because I was just doing what I thought I knew without training and without the 40 foundations that we get in mystery school. I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to, I had bitch be gone spells. I didn't care. I'm like, leave, and I'm thinking I can get rid of somebody. I'm like, but with the learning and the teaching that we've gotten, I know that is not true. And so, on this topic of how can you tell what a witch is? For me, a witch is always learning. A witch is always seeking knowledge, always looking, let me read up on this. Let me write this. Let me get this out. They have a burning desire to share their magic and write things down for future generations. I mean, I was thinking of all my grimoires and telling my daughter, I'm willing them all to you. You and your brother, you get all my grimoires when I'm gone. Yeah. So definitely, a witch is wants to share her magic with others and feels a burning desire to teach it to others. Everything I know, I teach. Well, almost everything. Almost.
Well, I gotta say something to Mysterious Spell, because I see that she has a comment about losing her son in the summertime, and much love goes out to you. Prayers of love go out to you. Pardon me.
Yes.
And just acknowledge you for being here and acknowledge you for continuing on your spiritual path, because I cannot imagine what that must be like. So we just want to send you love. We just want to send you love. That's a must. Love is a must. right?
Yes.
Um, I wrote the Witch's Anthem. The Witch's Anthem is also in the book, and it's a blog post. So this is a blog post at the Christian Witches blog. Can I share the anthem?
Yes, of course.
Because you all were speaking about the anthem, so it reminded me. Y'all were speaking about the anthem. This is a letter to humanity from a witch. Dear humanity, while you cower in fear of me, know that I am not who you think I am. You have been bewitched with a spell of fear and ignorance
She'll be back.
Mhm.
you've been bewitched with a spell of fear and ignorance that resides outside the sphere of your awareness. I am a witch, self-defined, self-initiating, and wholly unconcerned about any and all lies about me and my kind, misconceptions perpetuated by the mass consciousness and juvenile definitions of what the world thinks I am. No one knows who or what I am. I am an eternal mystery. I am witch.
Yes.
No, I am not married to the devil. And no, I do not dance naked with him and his hordes in the forest under a full moon in an orgy of abominations. No, I don't eat. You know how they say that witches dance with the devil and the demons.
Okay.
I've never done it. None
Not
of the witches I know have been sleeping with the devil, but this is what they made up, right? No, I don't eat babies. No, I'm not green. No, I don't have warts, never had, and if I did, would immediately do something about it. These are your vain imaginings and not my truth. I'm not who you think I am. I am witch. No, I am not Ursula thwarting love, nor am I Eveline threatening Dorothy, nor am I Maleficent casting darkness and destruction everywhere I tread, nor am I Melisandre roasting children. In restricting your awareness to only the darkest representations of our kind, the poignant truth has completely escaped you. There are all kinds of witches. You do not know what kind of witch I am unless I choose to inform you. I'm not subject to your ill-conceived misunderstandings, nor your foolish childhood imaginings, nor your terrifying mental images. You do not know who I am, for you are too blinded and stupefied to see past the wild imaginings of your controlled and conditioned mind. You think you know me. In reality, you do not. I am witch. No, I do not cast spells on neighbors to make their crops dry up and die, nor do I cast spells on ex-lovers for their penises to shrivel up and fall off. Nor am I interested in cursing anyone. You know how they say that? If you get a lover and he does you wrong, go to a witch, and she's going to help you get his thing to fall off. I don't do that. I do not give my power to other people. While you are busy seeking ways to protect yourself from me, I'm not thinking about you at all. I am witch. I heal. This is the last paragraph, and this is my favorite one. I heal. I love. I teach. I grow plants. I live in harmony with Earth Mother and her inhabitants. I stroke my cat. I dance under the moon. I sit by the ocean and the river. I honor crystals as divine instruments. I hug trees and kiss flowers. I serve humans with my gifts. I drink kombucha. I slather myself in essential oils. I imbibe teas made from leaves, flowers, roots, and shoots. I make potions. I create. I transmute energy. I cast out demons. I vanquish negative energy. I burn incense. I talk to spirits. I read tarot and the stars. I see the future. I love my family. I adore my lovers. I pray. I worship. I am devoted to the goddess and serve as an emissary of the same. I don't start fights. I end them. Align or get out of my way. I am witch. That's it.
Love it. Yes, I love
Witch's
it.
Anthem. Witch's Anthem, baby. Just to be clear on who I am. We're not talking no more devil. We had enough of that. No witch I know is sleeping with the devil. Not happening, people. Not happening. These are made up wild imaginings of terrified people who just lie. Lie, 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 lie. Let's go back to the signs. What other signs are there of a witch? What other signs are of a witch? What other signs?
Let's see. Oh, hair, wild hair.
You got it. That's in the book. Hair. Talk about it. Talk about
Listen,
hair.
my hair has been wild all my life. All my life, my hair has been wild. I don't like to comb it. I don't like combs in my hair. I don't even know why I have all this hair. Maybe because my head is probably shaped funny. I would bald it. But wild hair. My hair never stays normal.
Oh my goodness. That is in the book. The Witch's Mane. The Witch's Mane. Hair that is either unruly or just willful, or you comb it down and there's always one part that comes up. Oh, it's like antenna. It knows it's supposed to be antenna. So it wants to do what it wants to do. This willful hair thing. This was a journey for me, this hair. What about you, Icy? Did you ever have the hair experience?
For me, I don't know. For me, my hair, it was, I wouldn't say it was weird. I was really into changing my style every week.
She had blue hair the other day.
Well, it's green right now. So it's been blue, green, blonde, orange, red. Blonde on one side, black on the other side.
Who would do that? What a witch.
Love it.
I can't keep it one way.
That's witches in our hair. It's always something up with the hair. There's definitely something going on with the hair. Yep, that's in the book too. What else? What else do you know about yourself and know about other witches? I didn't hear y'all talk about nature spirits. What about talking to spirits? What about
we love nature. We have to be out in nature. I mean, listen, I love nature. I love nature on my terms. But however, nonetheless, when it's time to witch, I'm out there. When I'm not witching, it's like, oh. But when I'm witching, listen, I'll go in the dark and do some shit. Outside in the woods. Naked. No, not naked. Maybe. I won't tell you. Oh, I would do some stuff in nature. Oh, yes. And I'm always in nature. I mean, I remember when I was married years ago, I went to Jamaica and with my husband at the time, and we got invited to this farm. And so I was like, they're like, you want to go to the farm? Yeah, let's go. I had flip-flops on and I'm just going up this hill with flip-flops. And my ex-husband's looking at me. He's a city boy. He's like, what kind of country girl flying up this hill in flip-flops?
I'm a witch. I'm used to all this. Yeah.
Keep up. You know, so we love nature. I go like, ooh, what's that? Let me go over there. Ooh, let me go over there. Like, what's over there? You know, let me touch this. Let me touch that. Oh my gosh, I want to touch things in nature. And I've seen you, Rev. You do kiss flowers. I saw you.
I kiss flowers all the time. I kiss flowers. I kiss leaves. I talk to my babies, my plant babies. I hug trees. All of it. All of it. I love it.
Well, where I live now in Tucson, when I go outside, like normally Friday night tonight, well, after this, I'll go out and do my little ritual and my little burning stuff that I do. And they're all
my candles going for the full moon. I got my candles going.
Yeah. So there are these plants out there, and I named them all. There's Beyonce, there's Prince, there's the Twins, there's Lay Down Sally. I have all these names for my plants out there. I'm like, don't mess with my plants. Those are my plants out there. So I love plants. I love nature. I give them names. They're my friends. I talk to them. People think I'm weird. I'm not. I'm just a witch.
That's it. That's it. You got plants, Icy, over there? You got plants? You kissing flowers over there? You growing some herbs or something? You got a garden or something? What's happening?
Well, for me, I like to have a lot of plants in my bedroom. So like I have different money trees and lots of different bamboo trees, and I like the different smells. Downstairs, I have the white flowers for my ancestors. And just to throw out like my connection to nature, I love looking and talking to the moon. It's some days I'll just open up the blinds and I'm just like, there's the moon, like it's a kiss from the sky. So
oh, we love the moon. We love the moon. Which is
That's
in the moon.
we love nature. We love the moon. We love the stars. We love everything. We love potions. We love everything that comes out of the earth, everything around the earth, above the earth, below the earth. We just love it all. We love it all. We love it.
Love it all. Love everything to do with nature. Okay, let's talk about spirits. What spirits live in your house? What land spirits are there? Oh, y'all like the spirits. Okay, talk about it. The spirits y'all got going on.
But I don't know what Icy got going on, but let me tell
Icy
you,
got a whole bunch of spirits. You know, Icy.
she probably do. A whole constellation.
She got people. We say
Let me tell you this. I know that my great grandmother resides with me. She talks to me every day. I have her altar, and I don't play. Before we got on this call, she's like, "What was our agreement? You take care of me, I take care of you." So I have to go take care of her. Well, I took care of her altar. I'm like rushing. Oh my God, what time is it? My daughter's like, "Mom, it's 10:55. It's 9:55. You're supposed to get on the call." I know my grandmother's here with me. The other spirit, honestly, and I'm not sure who said it, but my brother passed in June in a tragic accident. And so, like right after that, when we came home, my daughter started dreaming of him, like vivid dreams. And then we go to a certain part of the kitchen and food always falls. Like, we're like, dang, uncle, you went. So we created a space for him where we feed him. So we know he resides with me in this home. And I kid you not, I have a garage, office. So I'm out there in my office one day and I happen to look down on the ground. And do you know, Rev, my brother's entire initials are carved into the concrete. His name is Sheik Lyndon Anthony Backus. Slab was carved. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, why does it say slab right there? I know it's a slab, but does it have to say slab? And that was just the indication. And that had been there since we've been in this. I'd never seen it before. And then I looked down. I was like, "Oh, brother, you trying to tell me something?" Okay.
Wow.
So I know my brother resides here with me. I know my grandmother does. I know we work with Archangel Michael because that's the one that talks to my son, works with my son. I'm not sure who else is here, but I know that there's no maleficent spirits with me. I know, not in this house. I was at my altar one day and I was doing some altar work and I felt something and I was like, So I'm like in the process. So I'm like, is there, so I'm talking, I'm like, "Grandma, is there something that's untowards in this house?" She's like, "No." And I'm like, "Well, what's that noise?" She's like, "Keep going." So I was like, "Okay." And half of me was like, nothing better come up and try to get me. And she's like, "Nothing can get into this house. What are you talking about?" So, I know for a fact that we work with Archangel Michael. I know for a fact that my grandmother's with me. I know for a fact that my brother's with me. And there are other people who are with me. They kind of like, they don't really show themselves. They just work and do good work for me, bring great energy. I'm not sure exactly who these legions of people are, but my grandmother rolls deep. She has a whole crew that come with her.
And witches have a whole lot of spirits around them all the time. All the time. There were all manner of spirits in my grandmother's house. There was a lot of spirits. There was a lot of spirit activity going on in there. Yes. I write about it in the book. I see what spirits you got over there.
So my grandmother is also one of my guides. My Uncle Freddie, he when he was in this physical plane, he was known as the godfather of the family, and so he continues that into the spirit world. I have worked with Archangel Michael in the past, but I mainly worked with Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel has to do with emotions, and those that know me know I believe that the universe kind of uses emotions in order to get to and open and purify our hearts. So emotions, that's my thing. Whether it's emotional support with grieving and being able to contact the spirit world to talk to someone who may. So I have to say this. a lot of times when we are grieving, it is because the person is there. You're feeling their energy, you're missing them, you're just like, oh my gosh, I wish this person was around, and it is because they are. So I felt pressed to say that. It is because they are. So if you're missing, just talk to them. Just talk. Release that energy. Communicate. They are there. They want to hear you. So I had to say that. Spirits. My grandmother, my uncle Freddie, my auntie Clara, my auntie. So a lot of people in my family were known as this bloodline where we can pray and communicate with heaven. So it's always been known that if we call out to someone in the cosmos, despite culture, beliefs, religion, if they're energy, we can call on them. And so, and I didn't get to share this before. I had a sort of cognitive dissonance with the term witch, because my grandmother was a very powerful evangelist, and she was shamed. And they tried to say, well, she's a witch and she's doing all these things to get her to stop her ministry. And now that I've come into my own, my grandmother was a witch. She didn't call it that, but she did like a lot of candle magic and prayers and dreams and visions and prophecy and all these things, but she never called it witchcraft. And she would tell us all the time, stay away from that witchcraft, y'all. As she went to light her candles, stay away from that witchcraft.
And Christians are always doing candle magic every birthday. That's candle magic, period. Put the candles on your, light them, say a wish, blow them out. They're all doing candle magic, and they don't realize where it came from. I think if Christians just started doing a little bit of research, that's why I have the series Christians You've Been Lied To, and that's one of the next books that will be coming out. I got a couple of books coming out, and one of them is an expose on Christianity. You need to check your roots, because your roots are pagan, Christian. Your roots are pagan.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
in
then,
a very good way. Yeah.
And I also not all the time, but I also work with some African and different African energies like Obatala, Papa Legba. Sometimes before I knew
I don't deal with Papa Legba. No. My guys told me no.
He's a
gatekeeper. You. I said okay.
So.
No, he ain't for me. No, baby, I don't mess with him. But go right ahead. This is very important that you know who the spirits are that you're dealing with and why you're dealing with them, and that you have permission to deal with them, and that there's a hierarchy, and that your head spirit, the spirit that rules your ori. And in the Christian witchcraft tradition, right, we call it your higher self or holy guardian angel, that your head is ruled by a spirit that is the one that gives you entree into all these things. We don't just go busting up in the spirit world talking to all these different spirits.
And let me make that clear. So for me, before I knew who these spirits were, before I knew who Papa Legba was, who Obatala was, it was some type of bloodline resonance that as soon as I heard the name, I felt like I know that name. And it was blood. I didn't know anything about, I didn't have that awareness. So with Papa Legba, I would just be out and I would hear, buy some tobacco. And I'm like, what? I don't smoke. I didn't smoke tobacco. Buy this tobacco. I later learned Papa Legba, he likes tobacco. So he was like,
and it's very holy. Tobacco is a sacred herb. It's a sacred plant. Yeah.
So it was a bloodline thing, and me learning about my ancestors and learning, father's side from New Orleans and mother's side and all of that. So it's been really interesting for me. I communicate with the spirits that are loving, benevolent, and open to working for my highest good and for the good of all. So that's how I set parameters.
Amen. I have a sister in ministry. I love that, IC. I have a sister in ministry who's a medium, and she said she would just wake up and dead people would just be in her bedroom, right? They would just be there, Can you tell this one this? Can you say this to this one? Um,
Or the bed would shake.
okay, and so she said that when these spirits would come, she had to, especially when she was going through her ascension, she would just see more and more and more because she was more and more and more tapped into the spirit realms, right? So she had to make an agreement with them. She told them, I'm going to take care of all of y'all spirits, all y'all dead people. I'm going to take care of everybody. Y'all cannot come in my bedroom and I just sit up and somebody's sitting at the foot of my bed. So stay out of my bedroom in the hallway. And when I get into my sacred space, her sacred space was right down the hallway. When I get into my sacred space, I promise you, I will take care of you. Just line up, be in order. She had to set a boundary for these spirits because, when they find that there is someone that can get this information through to their people, they just go beeline straight for you, right? So how do you work with those spirits? Because you're a medium as well. So how do you work with those spirits?
Well, I have one of my guardians is what I call a spirit bodyguard. So you have your spirit bodyguard that is responsible for how many people get to you at one time, how people are communicating with you. A lot of times, if I don't automatically communicate with my bodyguard, I'll feel rushed. And we've talked about this before with the Long Island medium, Teresa Caputo, how she'll be out and she'll just deliver messages. When I was in Hawaii, that happened a lot. So I had to get in touch with having a spirit bodyguard who was going to be this guardian. And then I'm also a Reiki master teacher. So with Reiki, you also get Reiki guides as well. So there's a hierarchy and there's an order that has to be established, or else I'm very extremely scattered. Like a lot of people sense spirits more than they have that awareness. A lot of times it'll feel like anxiety, especially when a spirit is very forceful. And so spirits can be a lot of times how they were in life, after life. So if they're very, hey, I need this, and they're very persistent and determined, it feels like a lot of anxiety, and you're like, your skin is just shaking and you're like, oh my gosh, hold on. So it's different experiences depending on the energy and who the person was, because everyone still has their energy signature even after life.
Mm-hmm. You're an eternal soul, an immortal soul. Do y'all remember the scene in Beloved? Did y'all see Beloved?
Yes.
Okay. Do y'all remember when Oprah, of course, Beloved came back from the dead, her daughter that came back from the dead. And do you all, no spoilers though, I won't give any spoilers here. The Danny Glover character approaches her house. She invited him over, right? And he approaches her house. And as soon as she opened the door to let him in, the house was like,
I gotta go watch that again.
yeah. Do you remember that point? And he said, he drew back. He was like, girl, what kind of evil you got in there? And guess what the Oprah character said? It ain't evil, just sad. Come on in. I was like, that's a witch right there. Because witches be like, oh, that one is, there's a meme that goes around that says, a witch in her kitchen at 7:00 in the morning making coffee, and something falls off the shelf behind her. She's like, knock it off, Frank. It's only 7 a.m. This is what
Yes.
This is witches. We just are talking with spirits like we're talking with people.
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Me too. And my kids do it too. They do.
Yeah. And then some spirits are sad. Some spirits are lonely. Some spirits are confused. Some spirits don't know they're dead. Have you ever met dead people that don't know they're dead? I have.
Not me.
Those are earthbound spirits.
I think that I can sense when they're around. I've just not really communicated with them. I remember growing up as a child, and this was weird. I grew up Catholic, and I remember my mom when my parents first bought our house. back in the 70s. It was a long time ago. Um, I remember seeing a man in a white suit. Like, I woke up, I was between sleep and wake, and I saw him. He moved. I was like, what in the world? And so um, I remember my mom calling the Catholic priest over to bless the house, and he was going through the house saying Latin with the cross and the holy water, sprinkling it everywhere. And I was like, oh, interesting. So then years later, many years later, when my grandmother, she lived with us, not my great grandmother, my grandmother, um, she had home attendants because she was, ailing with age. And so I was talking about that story with one of the home attendants, and she was like, oh, you see him too? And I was like, I was like, oh no. I was like, he's still here? I thought the Catholic priest got rid of him, but apparently that spirit.
Look, that spirit did like this when the Catholic priest came over.
No.
He was doing like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely there's a spirit in the house.
Yeah, spirits in the house. And it's true what Jesus said. Jesus said some you will only be cast out by prayer and fasting. Some are not going to just go quietly into the night. Some of them you need to come with some power. And we've seen that, haven't we, in some of our experiences.
Oh man. Me? Hello.
We've had a lot of experiences.
Maybe I'll wait to the next book I see. maybe my casting out and binding up will make it to the next chapter.
I actually love it when people cast off these spirits, or when these spirits sometimes give a little challenge coming out. Like, do you remember last year we were in? No, it wasn't last year. It was the year before last when we were in New Orleans, and we had gone to the graveyard, and we got the graveyard dirt. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Queen Hadassah. We got the graveyard dirt, and sure enough, we needed that graveyard dirt that week, because the graveyard dirt that the spirits gave me was from nuns. There was a whole crypt of nuns there, and these nuns were amazing nuns. They were teaching people. They were feeding the homeless. These were like some avant-garde nuns that were doing the most, and they're all in a crypt there in that cemetery. And that's where when we go to collect our cemetery dirt, when we are on our experiences, that's one of our, we have a lot of field trips, let's just say.
Yes, we do.
Right? So field trips, wink, wink, right? So, yeah.
We're just going to peruse the graveyard. No big deal.
Yeah. And bring your food and your collection cup and your lid.
I'm surprised no one looks at us like they suspect. What are they doing? A bunch of these.
We're cloaked, because a lot of times we're cloaked, so they don't get
the
vibe.
Us. Oh well.
Yeah, they don't get the vibe. So I scooped up that graveyard dirt. I have that graveyard dirt on lockdown, because I want to tell you something. We were in that experience, and someone was having some travail, with the stuff coming off of them. And everybody in the room started praying. And I opened that graveyard dirt, and all those prayers of those nuns started circulating in there. Yeah, we made quick, short work of that shit. Mm-hmm. But we know how to cut some shit.
Yeah. Finally done, over, no more. Yeah. Very interesting. Let's see. There's someone that, and shout out to the guy or the lady or whomever from Tucson. I'm trying to read it real small. Shout out to you. There's someone from Tucson that shout out. So I'm saying, yay. Oh, Jeremy Peters. Hey, I'm in Tucson.
That is beautiful. I love it. So, when these spirits come up, if you're connected and you're aligned, you'll know exactly what to do. Mm-hmm. Every time a spirit has come, I know exactly what to do. I remember years ago, I think I told this story in God is in Love with You. Years ago, I was in my kitchen washing dishes. And I was looking out the window, and all of a sudden, something came in. You know how you just be there, and all of a sudden, something comes in the room? That's how it was. Something came in the room behind me, and it was an angelic presence. I knew it was an angel, yet I didn't want to turn around right yet. This was like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago. I didn't want to turn around and see an angel standing in the middle of the middle of the kitchen, because I was going to be extremely afraid. And so you know how you turn slowly, hoping you don't see something
Scary.
that'll just take you out. You know how you have all these experiences.
It's all in your
You
head,
have
though.
all kinds of experiences. Like, what was that? Because we got the spidey senses. We can tell when something came in. Something just came in here. Yeah, something did just come in here. What is it? I don't know. What is it? You go find out. No, I don't. You find. Okay, I'm gonna pray. Right. So anyway, this thing came into the kitchen, and it was behind me. It was like this great presence behind me. And I said, in my mind, I remember this being my prayer. I said, okay, Spirit, I'm going to turn around now. But please don't let this is how I was talking to God, literally. Okay, Spirit, but please don't let there be anything that I can't handle. As if God is going to send something you can't handle, right? I turned around slowly in this angelic presence. Now, I didn't see the angel with these eyes, right? Because angels very rarely materialize all the way into flesh unless they take on a body or something like that, right? This, unless you do some kind of conjuring and you actually call a summon, or it's not conjuring like a demon spirit that you would conjure, or some terrestrial spirit or some infernal spirit. These are celestial beings, right? So we have celestial beings, terrestrial beings, and infernal beings. And these celestial beings, we don't treat them or call them or speak to them the same way we talk to terrestrial spirits and infernal spirits. So this particular angel, I turned slowly around and I felt this immense love. It was like this, it almost took me back. It was just this immense love. And guess what the spirit had come for? The spirit came to help me write God is a Love.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yes, the spirit, that angel came to help me write that book. So there are angels that are task specific,
Oh,
and that angel
yes.
stayed with me because I was about to go through something really, really, really. It was hard. I was writing a book about unconditional love, and the love of my life was falling apart. Well, not the love of my life. Twin flame experience that I had was falling apart, and I was not in the love. I was in mad, and I was in frustrated, and I was in unforgiveness. I was in all the things that were not supposed to be going in the book. I was not in the love. So the angel was like, God sent me. Remember,
Oh,
it's about love. I was like, it is? Because I want to cut somebody right now. Yes.
oh my.
All right. Angel, if you say so. Yeah, it's about love. And he was like, no, there's no and. It's only love. Yeah, right,
Yes.
right. There's love. And then if the love don't work, no, beloved, no.
Fair
It's
enough.
only love, and that's all. He had to work with me because I'm telling you, I was not there. I was not all the way on the love page. I was not. And I got that book written, God is in Love with You, and so thankful. That book is still out there. And I'm
I
grateful
have it.
that Angel came to support me in completing that divine assignment, So there's a lot of spirits in this whole universe, a whole lot of spirits, whole lot of spirits. Are there questions in the chat? Because I'm not reading the chat. So I need to, are there questions in the chat that we need to address? Family, if you have the book, remember, you may have the older version. Please get the new version, the new edited version, so that you have the perfect version. If you bought it on Amazon, and you do not have the fully edited version, if you bought it on Amazon, email me, magic@christianwitches.com. Magic, MAG,
Remember
magic
that?
at christianwitches.com. Email me email us so we can send you a link to download free the revised version. Very important, very important, very important that you get the right version of the book. That's my error because the edited version was not the version that was uploaded. So that is my error. So we got to get you the right version. And if you are a member of the channel, you get the book as a gift. There are links already
She'll be back. Mexico. Viva Mexico. She'll be right back.
okay.
Yeah, yay. Yeah, are you complete? Everyone's gonna get the book. There's a question in here about and I think this is interesting. Lady is talking about she's seeing repeating angel numbers every day. But we are learning in the mystery school that angels have names, not numbers. So I'm not sure, what angel number she's talking about. If it's the angelic type, the 1111s, the 222s, we see those all the time. That's just telling you that's messages from the universe. One thing we learn in the mystery school is learning how to decode yourself and decode the messages that come to you that are for you. So when you're seeing those numbers, they're messages and you have to learn how to decode that. And you learn that way. Well, I learned in this community because I saw them all the time. I was like, oh, that's so cute. 1111. Oh, that's so cute. 1212. That's so cute. And I didn't know that it was angel communication. And I didn't know how to interpret those things. So now I do with angel numbers. I know numerology, I've studied it. And so I understand when I see certain numbers, what it means. But angels have names. They don't really have numbers. I don't know how you all feel about that. I know they have names. And Rev is frozen again. So, Lady B, when you see those numbers, write them down. Think about what is going on at that particular point. What are you doing? What are you thinking about? Where are you going? So when you see those numbers, take note of what's going on at that particular time because it is a message. They might, the angels are communicating with you and they want you to see something or know something. So it's angel communication. That's what the numbers are to me. I don't know what it is to any other person.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Also, angels have sigils. Angels, yes. So we have yeah. We have our angel sigils that we're working with as well. And why would anyone want to come into the mystery school and be initiated? Like it's such a challenge taking on yourself.
It is. I think I got tricked into the mystery school.
Hey, we all did.
I think I got tricked into it. It sounded cool, like, oh, let's go do this. But then it became, I had to take myself on. And there was a lot of days of crying and like, oh my gosh. And it was really losing illusion. Letting go of illusion. And so, I've always been on a quest for truth, for knowledge, for power, and for understanding. And I couldn't find it in the church. I couldn't find it in academic books. And so when I found it in the occult, I was so happy. So I kept going. And I didn't know this path would lead me to be an initiated witch. I didn't even know there was such a thing. So initiated Christian witch. So, what I do have is foundational teaching. What I do have is a path. There are people who call themselves Christian witch because they're Christian and they also do witchcraft. But there's a difference between a Christian that does witchcraft and a Christian witch, and it's the integration of the Christian with the witch. And so that is our brand of Christian witchery, if you want to call it that. I definitely know the person I am. I have 4 academic degrees. I am a research one professor. I don't deal and dabble with foolishness. If it looks like foolishness, I'm out. And so I had, the mystery school had to come correct or else I would have been deuces. So, bye. Good luck with that stuff y'all doing over there. So for me, the Rev, I have to give it to you. The amount of books that you read, oh my gosh, I can't even keep up. The vocabulary, the just the knowledge level of Reverend Valerie Love is really what kept me in the mystery school, because there are many times when you want to quit. I don't always want to. I have to get up 2:30 in the morning every Sunday morning, Monday morning to do this class, and I don't want to do it sometimes. And sometimes I'm on there, I'm like, okay, let me see the time. They better hurry up. And then the day I said that, we went 2 hours extra. I was like, oh, Lord, fooled you again. So, Spirit will give you exactly what you need to grow, because it's not at your comfort. It's not at your leisure. It's not at your pleasure. And so you have to sacrifice. You're not going to learn this stuff comfy, chilling, reading. No, you have to get up, off your butt, and go somewhere and get this information. And that's the difference, because people have this self-study. They can go self-study and learn stuff, but I'm into practical application. If you can't do something, then what are you doing? If you can't make something happen, if you can't make ice come out the sky, I don't want to be around you. Okay.
Hello.
You gotta make some things happen. So
roll.
Exactly. And I know why Icy's laughing, because she's like, but didn't you knock out power out of two? Blocks, didn't you?
Knocked out the electric power. These witches be out of control, family. I'm telling you.
Out of control. I know that's
shit, blowing up shit, all of that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did it, and I didn't want to believe I did it. But when we woke up the next day and the power company was out there, knock, 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 and then he's like, "Oh, you knocked out the substation, because the power's out down 2 blocks." And so,
this is the important thing. Yeah, we've got to understand this. That I'm an air witch, and I know I have caused hurricanes. I can feel it. I know. So when you are not completely right, self-mastery is one of our lessons in the mystery school, right? Self-control. If we are not masters of self, we just be zapping shit and blowing up things and all of that, right? Because there's so much power. It's so much.
Absolutely. And I'm white electric mirror. I was electric. I was electrifying. And I did, girl.
It wasn't supposed to be literal, Dr. B, Queen Hadassah. It was not supposed to be literal.
Well, it was that. Evidence was. All I know was the result was, knocking power out. I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. So let's talk about the mystery school, because soon in the new class of the mystery school will open up in the spring, on the spring equinox. And we start on the next class starts in June on the summer solstice. So what would you say to someone who's considering initiation? Queen Hadassah is initiated with her sacred name, which is Queen Esther, also known as Queen Hadassah. And Icy will be initiated this coming fall. Icy and the rest of the class, Queen Hadassah and Queen Vashti are already initiated, and now we have our next initiates that will be initiated in the fall on the fall equinox in Sedona. So what would you say to those who are watching? The mystery schools are traveling school, right? So we'll be traveling to Chichen Itza next month, the ancient Mayan city of Chichen.
Well, what would I say? I think, I'm getting to the point where there's nothing I can't say. I cannot pull teeth. I cannot force. I cannot tell, oh, it's a good thing to do. It has to be a calling. It has to be a knowing inside of you. And you have to answer, they're calling, you have to answer. And, you try things. We're here to try. You know how many things I tried that didn't work? I was chanting with Buddhists that I didn't like that. I'm like, I can't sit up here and chant all day. This is not it. I did other things. You on a path. And when something clicks, and like you said, it aligns, you align with it. It makes sense. This makes sense to me. if the mystery school has been calling you and it makes sense to you, I think you owe it to yourself, your higher self, to try to come in and see what we do. It's not for everybody. I cannot say this is for everybody because I know I went through some things that I know a lesser person would have been like, I'm out, bye, this is enough. You have to take yourself on. It is yourself. It is nobody else. Yourself will take you out. Yourself will put you in. So yourself has to say yes, and you have to commit to the walk and do what you got to do. Pay your money and show up. That's a commitment, right, Rev? Pay and show up. Because nobody goes for free. Nobody.
No one. And you have to pay. Why do you have to pay? Why do you have to invest in yourself?
Well, you know, I teach.
Investing in
herself, and I say, look.
Herself, I've invested in myself and continue to invest in myself. Why is paying necessary?
When you pay attention. The more you pay, the more attention you pay. I listen, when I'm in class, I'm there for me. I'm taking notes. I'm paying it. I don't care what Icy doing. Icy can do what she doing. Queen Hadassah's taking notes. You know, it's not a girls' club. You know, we love each other, but it's not a girls' club. We're here to hold an energy on this planet because we came into this incarnation saying that we're going to do it. Absolutely. And now we're doing it. And so you have to say yes to yourself. If you don't say yes, you're just going to be in pain. I know I was in pain.
I have to say something. Initiation into any magical path, Yoruba, Santeria, Khan, Christian witchcraft, it's going to take at least a year, and it's going to cost probably something like around $10,000
or more.
Because $5,000 or so for the course, and then
she'll be back. Okay, Icy, you go. Why should people come to the mystery school? I got to get to my ritual.
Well, I would say that people should come to the mystery school if they are willing to step up for themselves. Like, I like the accountability. I like that, you know, not only am I investing in myself, I'm able to hold myself accountable. I have people that's holding me accountable to my goals, to the things I say that I'm going to achieve in this lifetime, to how I'm going to serve, to how I'm going to authentically show up and just be myself, spreading magic however spirit wants to use me. And if I didn't invest in myself, I probably wouldn't have that consistency that I have now. Like, it's really developing that mastership, the mastership of habits, the mastership of thoughts, the mastership of knowing what you're doing for your magic and why you do your magic. Like, it's self-mastery, and I love it. So if you want to become a master of yourself and no longer be controlled by these different energies that's feeding off of you like a battery, master yourself. Take control of your energy. That's why I would say come to the mystery school.
Yes, I agree. It's all about self-mastery.
That's why I'm in the mystery school.
Obedient school. I need to learn to behave.
Look, I've been in the mystery school for years. I haven't graduated yet.
Neither have I.
Oh my goodness. And you know what I love about what I love about it? You can see the transformation. You just see it. It's
Rev. The day I met you to today, total night and day. I don't even know that girl no more.
Oh.
I don't know her.
Yeah.
She was crazy.
She was what?
Crazy.
Oh.
Crazy. Fighting, arguing, crazy.
Oh. You know, Mama Ia says never apologize for what your healing looks like. And it's true.
Mm.
Never apologize for your yesterday self. Because my yesterday self was Crazy. Okay. Trust me. I had some crazy moments. And you learn and you grow and you appreciate your yesterday self, right?
Yeah.
Um, the other thing I want to say about the mystery school is that because it's a traveling school and because we do classes, of course, we have our Zoom classes and then we have our classes in person. So we are next going to be in Chichen Itza next month. And then in May, we're going to be for our plant medicine. The mystery school goes to Chichen Itza. You can come with us to Chichen Itza without being initiated. You can come on any of the trips. You can come to the ayahuasca experience without being initiated. So
Yeah.
what would you say, Dr. B, about the ayahuasca experience that's happening in May?
Oh my gosh. Listen, ayahuasca changed my life. It was the most horrible thing I've done. Yes. But it has changed. Oh my gosh. It has changed my life dramatically. And I've learned so much about myself, and not just this self that you see here, but my inner self. Because you have to do some, okay, let me put it this way. Nietzsche says the prerequisite to enlightenment is intoxication. Something, you have to be intoxicated by something to reach enlightenment. And God gave us these plants, these Ethiogens, to reach him. And so this is why it was like, when you start talking about, I never heard of ayahuasca before. And when you started talking about it, I was like, immediately, I was like, yes. And I didn't even know what I was saying yes to. I was like, yes. And 9 ayahuasca rituals later, it's life-changing. And you really have to go through it for yourself. Don't watch any YouTube videos on what ayahuasca is, because there's no telling. My experience is totally different than everybody else's experience. And it has to be, because it just has to be. So, if you're ready to take on yourself, if you're ready to do some things, some magical, mystical things, some things that have been on this earth since the earth began, come to Peru.
Whew.
You will never be the same.
You will never be the same. You drink that brew and strap on your seatbelt and get ready, baby.
Literally.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. I love all of this. It is so beautiful because the results, I have to tell you something. I've had a lot of initiations. They were all fucking hard.
Yes.
All of them. And it was easy to quit them. Like, it's easy to quit. Like, I ain't doing all this shit. This is too much. That's easy. People do it all the time. They quit. They're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Even though they sign up, even though, this is very fascinating, people will pay their $22 application fee, right? There's an application fee of $22. They will pay their $22 application fee. They will fill out the application. I speak to every incoming student. They will have a complete interview. I spoke to everyone before they came in. They will have a complete interview. They will swear on a stack of Bibles that they are ready to do this work. And when it gets too hot, some will leave. And that's every spiritual program that I've ever seen. When it gets too hot, some will be like, I'm out. You just don't want that to be you. You just want to be the one that, I tell you, when it's hard. My latest initiation into San Pedro, when I was in Andes Mountains, last Peru, Queen Hadassah can tell you. I thought we were coming back that afternoon. When did you see us next?
The next day. we were like, what happened to Ralph? Where's Kaisi? I was like, first of all, Kaisi ain't that crazy. And she probably high somewhere on some plant medicine. We're in Peru. She probably gone off. We call her our cosmic butterfly. You turn around, she gone somewhere. Like, what happened to her? She gone. And it was funny. Yeah, and the thing about it is, that brought up a lot of the healing and the teaching is always going on. And I think you had to go because we had some things that had to come up. And by you not being there, we all had mother issues that we didn't know that mommy's gone. Oh my God. And people were falling apart. I was like, what's going on? And so, part of me, I had to like corral the folks, reassure, but we had to have that. That was all part of the healing. We had to have
part of the divine plan. It was all
yes.
the divine plan.
Yes.
Because I tell you, I thought I was going to do a San Pedro ritual, me and Wiz, and I thought we would be back that afternoon because that's what the shaman said. No. Shamans.
Yes.
Shamans don't tell you the whole story. They can't, because if they told you the whole story, you wouldn't. Well, first this is going to happen, then this is going to happen, then this is going to happen. It doesn't work like that in spirituality, right? So here we are.
Mm-hmm.
We are on the side of a mountain and drink the San Pedro. And the shaman says, let's go for a walk. 8 hours later.
Wow.
Was it 8? I think it was 10.
Maybe 10 hours later. We left at like 9 something in the morning.
I think y'all left at 8. Y'all had breakfast and jetted.
And we had to leave.
Did you have breakfast? I don't think you had breakfast. I think you just left.
I had maybe a very light breakfast because you're not supposed to eat a lot when you take San Pedro either, right? San Pedro is like a heart opener. San Pedro is very different from
other. I'm going to do that.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It just makes you cry. You just be in awe. Like the oneness with the whole universe is so beautiful. One of the shamans that was with us, 3 days, he was drinking San Pedro every day for 3 days. He was just crying at everything. He would see a flower. Beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
I want to do that. Oh, Reb, you're so beautiful. I think you're so beautiful.
Yeah, it's really, I love it. Right? So we were drinking the San Pedro. He said, let's go for a walk. And we're like, okay. And he has his drum. Shamans. So yeah, he had his drum with him. And he had the other shaman with him. So 2 shamans. And then the group of us, I don't know. I think it was 7 of us all together. So he says, let's go for a walk. So I'm just thinking, we're going to go for a walk. Come back. We walking and walk up a mountain, around the mountain, down into the valley. Oh, let's sit down for a while. We sit by a little stream. He strums his drum. He's singing. We drink some water from the stream. Okay. We walk some more around the mountain, up the mountain. Now this is Peru with no oxygen. And you know how Peru is.
Oh, I know how Peru is. I need my
people land in Peru, they'd be like, right?
That was me.
You gotta breathe. You gotta take your time. Take your time and breathe, right? He had us up the mountain, down the mountain, round the mountain, next mountain, up the mountain, round the mountain, down the mountain, through the valley, If that man had left me out there, I would still be out there. Wouldn't know where in the world I was. We are on the way back. And I'm telling you, I was losing.
Wow.
Come back, Rev. Look at her lips. She'll be back.
Okay. So I was losing it. I didn't think I could make it. I was like, I can't do it. I cannot. No food. All my strength was gone. This was an initiation, and my strength was gone. And I tell you, I heard the ancestors. They were just swing low, sweet chariot. They were singing to me. And next thing I knew, I was laying face down on the ground, barfing, face down on the side of a mountain. Blah! If you think your ascension is going to be easy, stay at home. You ain't ready yet. It's not easy. It's not pretty. It's not convenient. It's not cheap. It's not how you want it to be. If you still needed to be how you wanted to be, not ready yet. And it's all good to not be ready yet, because I sure wasn't ready until God said, okay, now you can go. It's none of those things. It don't even go how I want it to go. So do you really think it's going to go how you want it to go? That's not how it operates. That's not how it operates. And then there are the people that come and they ask all kinds of questions. Well, when are we doing this? And when are we doing that? Who's asking?
But on the agenda, it said.
Yeah, the agenda. Who's asking these questions right now? That's what we like to know, right? Mm-hmm. What about this? And what about that? And what about that? Who? Who's asking these questions right now? Because the divine self doesn't ask those questions. Who's asking it? Oh, my little tiny egoic, terrified mind. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We need to know why.
Do you remember some of the conversations we had before we were going to go to Sedona? People were like, well, what's going to happen there? What? Oh, but I heard that Dr. Jatea left a wig up there. Do I need to get off the wig? The famous wig story. Oh,
yeah.
My God, the famous wig story. So, I don't know what's going to happen when you come. That's the honest answer.
That's true.
Just get there.
We say, Holy Spirit, have your way.
Mm-hmm. Thy will be done. Thy will be done. I'm not in charge. I'm not in charge. I'm a servant. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have a breakthrough. Or you're going to have many breakthroughs. They probably have a breakthrough at the airport. How many people?
Oh, yes. Right before. I usually start right before every trip.
On the way to the airport, you're having a breakthrough.
Yeah.
The Uber is doing something. The Boo is doing something. The kids are doing something. Oh my God.
I can't get this thing to work. This is not working. That's not working. I don't know. Ooh. Oh yeah.
How much airport drama have we had? We've had a lot.
A lot. Missing planes, going to the wrong airport, all kinds of things. And then the funny thing is, in as much as we have those faux pas, then like out of nowhere, I was in Bali and I was in China and ran into one of the sisters on the way to Bali. Like, what are you doing here? And it's like amazing that, the synchronicity, we just link up somehow. We just link up in these airports and these places. Like you saw, divine lady, Queen Vashti in, Vietnam? Where were you all? Hong Kong?
Taiwan. I think we were in Taiwan on the way to
Was it Taiwan?
I think it was Taiwan, or maybe, I don't remember Hong Kong.
One of those places. Yeah. It's like you turn around, it's like, hi, like, who's this? You see all of these Chinese people, you're like, the one black person, and it's someone that you're like, wow.
And
how does this happen?
Look at that. And you know what was so fascinating about that? She had an airport experience, which happens. That's why I love travel, because you're not in control, right? She had an airport experience which caused her to miss her plane, and she was on a different plane. So had that not happened, she and I would not have met up in Hong Kong. So it looked like she missed her plane. What was really happening was God was meeting us up on the road.
Yes. Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Oh my God. I mean, it's so magical and so mystical. And when you see all these wonderful people show up, my thought is always, ooh, what do we have here? Wow. I get very happy because I know some things are going to start happening. Some stuff is going to start popping off. People are going to start having experiences. Oh, it's going to be, and I don't know what it's going to be, and I don't know what it's going to look like. And everyone is different. We've been to Sedona 50 million times, and every Sedona is different. Everyone is different.
Yes.
Is it incredible? Oh my God, it's incredible. It's incredible. So how can people get a hold of you? We're not going to stay on here all night. We got to go.
Yeah. For those with iPhones that are on Clubhouse, y'all can find me Clubhouse at Denise Backus. If you're on Insta, it's at Dr. Dr. Beyond Beauty. I'm trying to change that, but they tell me I have to wait 14 days. And I don't really do Facebook that much, but you can find me, Denise Backus. My website is www.drdeniseBackus.com. That has all the information on there. I have an upcoming retreat in June. It's a water retreat in Eleuthera, Bahamas. We're going to cleanse in 2 bodies of water, the Caribbean Ocean, the Caribbean Sea, and the Atlantic Ocean. Beautiful live food, all kinds of stuff coming out of nature's bounty. So definitely you can find me. I'm going to be on Clubhouse. I applied for a club, so yeah, hopefully I'll have a club and I have a home.
What's the name of the club that you got? What's the name of the club you applied?
I didn't get it yet, but it's I can't remember the name I put on there because I'm like, what name should I put? I think it's something like Dr. B's Laboratorium, something like that.
Very nice.
Something like that. I know there's Laboratorium in the name because it's really a place to practice and talk about magic.
Absolutely. I asked them for Christian witches, so I'm waiting for the Christian witches. Yeah, I asked them for Christian witches probably a week ago or so. Yeah.
Beautiful. So yes, definitely find me on Clubhouse. Follow me. Find me on Insta. Follow me at Dr. Beyond Beauty. And my website, drdeniseBackus.com.
And your book, I didn't hear you talk about.
Oh, yes. Yes. That book has become a part of me so much now that I am initiated a lot. I wrote this book and it didn't honestly, it came out of me, but I didn't even, one thing you said to me, Rev, when you write a book like Workplace Voodoo, don't think you're not going to be held accountable for everything you wrote in that book. So I've been being held accountable to a lot of things that I wrote that stuff. And I'm being held accountable to it. So Workplace Voodoo is a book that I wrote. It came out of my doctoral work 20 years ago. I write for academics. I don't write for the regular public. And so it was very hard to shift into general population writing. So I had to go to Bali to get that done. So once I got that done, that book is really, it talks about how our jobs are symbolic and it's a pathway to your divine self. There's nothing that God throws away. I don't have to throw away that I'm a teacher, a college professor. I'm just a different kind of teacher in a different kind of classroom. So everything that you are, if you're a lawyer, God is going to use that in your spiritual practice. If you are a poet, if whatever you are, whatever you thought you are in the job, it's sort of like a shadow of who you really are. So this book really talks about coming into your divine self and looking how stress on the job becomes the catalyst to get you out so you can live your divine purpose.
I love Workplace Voodoo. I love how that book unfolded. Oh, I love it. I love it. At your book in 5 days, Bali. I love it. And
y'all can get the book. It's at www.workplacevoodoo.com. Get that book. I don't, when people talk to me, I'm like, you know what? I wrote that in chapter 5. I'm not going to repeat myself. Go get that book.
Okay. And it's very fascinating that while we were at the initiation, we had the books with us, didn't we?
Yes.
The initiation instructions right in the book, right?
Yes.
I see you're writing a book. You want to talk about what you're writing a book about? You're in the Wealthy Author Mastermind. What are you writing a book about?
So I am writing a book highlighting the steps of how to be a medium. So my book will not only include the steps, it will include exercises. It will include a little bit of journaling within the book. So as you try it, you have some kind of key points of what to look for, I have to be careful what to look for, and then how to stop looking to just be able to receive the information, as well as my own personal experiences of what different things felt like. So I know for me, when I was coming out of the Christian church and trying to figure out what the difference was, I wanted to know other people's experiences so I can be able to say, okay, well, does that match what I went through? Was that what it was? I wanted to be clear. So for me, it was really important to not only have the steps of how to be a medium, but to have different training development exercises as well as my own experiences where you can kind of see where you're at. Not to say that we're all the same, but to kind of gauge where you're at. You know, if you're developing your clairvoyance, your clairaudience, your clairsentient. I hope I'm saying that right, but there's a lot of different clairs that I've included in the book. So like clear knowing, clear hearing, clear seeing, clear feeling, clear smelling, clear tasting. And spirit is very telepathic with the messages. That's why I wanted to reiterate. If you're feeling this strong feeling of, I miss this person, I really want to hear from this person, they are there, because spirit is telepathic. Spirit uses our senses in order to relay these different messages. In fact, real energy doesn't even have an actual color. The color is there for communication. So I am writing a book on how to be a medium so people can develop their gifts, identify their gifts, and grow. You can reach me at I See the Medium or I See the Medium Kendrick on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and Clubhouse. So my website is icespeace.com. Soon, Spirit is kind of pushing me into the field of teaching peace with spirit. So I guess that's why Spirit started me with the name Icy's Peace, because Spirit wants to know that you are not alone. You are never alone. You can always reach out to Spirit. And I am complete.
Clubhouse, because Icy and I do talk on Clubhouse too.
Yes.
So we're gonna be talking about witchy stuff. So if you're interested in that, join us on Clubhouse. Follow us at Dr. I love Clubhouse.
It has been incredible. We are on Clubhouse every morning, Monday through Friday, with A Course in Miracles, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And Icy, how has the room been? You've been in the room a couple of times this week. You spoke in the room this week. You were one of the speakers. How was it?
Yes. I really like it. I really like how not only am I able to go over lessons that I've went over before, but it helps to just instill the lessons into my spirit. Again, I was raised Christian, so sometimes I need to use Christian phrases to identify and express. So when I'm learning a song with praise and worship, I listen to it multiple times. I need to get it in my spirit. I need to feel it. I need to identify with it. So when I show up for A Course in Miracles, I'm instilling A Course in Miracles in my spirit. I'm learning the practices. I'm identifying it in my life, and I'm able to move forward stronger and empowered. So that's been my experience.
Wow.
I promise I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake up every time because I don't go to sleep till 3-4 o'clock in the morning. And then the clock alarms. I'm like, oh God. I promise this week I'm going to be up. I love A Course in Miracles.
Oh my God. And Harmony and Dr. Dr. Jatel Wiley, Harmony is her sacred name, and Dr. Madeline are moderators in the room with us.
Yay!
It's beautiful. Oh yeah, they be getting it. They be getting it in the mornings. And Ujo Wajet is always there.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait to meet her. Can't wait to meet you. You've been saying Ujo Wajet for many years, and we have not seen her yet.
For years, and she is a bad, powerful spiritual
I
practice.
bet.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I love it. I love the shares. Marlo kills it in the room too. Key.
Do I know Marlo?
Yeah, Marlo Best.
Oh, I know. Yes. I got to wake up now. That's messed up. I'm missing out. I'm going to wake up.
Oh, man. We be getting it.
I know.
And this morning, we got some more incredible souls. The room is growing, and the community is congealing there on Clubhouse. I love it. Now, Icy, where can people find you?
Oh, she told them, but go ahead.
Oh.
You were gone.
Good.
You can find me at icespeace.com. Icy is my real name. I get asked that a lot because of the songs and how it's catchy and trendy, and people want to associate it with diamonds, which is funny because that's what one of my aliases, Diamond. But Icy is my real name. Yes.
Is that like a Sasha Fierce character, like Beyonce has Sasha Fierce? Is
It
Diamond
developed in
like
my
that?
teenage years. So yeah, yes.
I call her icy hot because she's hot.
Okay. There's a
But
diamond
Icy,
in there. Does she just pop out anytime, or how does it work?
um, I guess it's a lot
This alter ego.
like Sasha Fierce. When I'm on stage and I have a microphone, for some reason I'm a bit different. It just feels more natural. So again, you can reach out to me, icyspeace.com, or Icy the Medium, or Icy the Medium Kendrick on most social media platforms.
I don't know of any other Ices that are mediums.
No. In fact, I met a woman in Hawaii, and she looked at my name and she said, "Icy, that sounds like some famous person's name." And I said, "Oh, speaking of my life." So you're right. I don't. In fact, I don't even know many famous mediums of color. So when I like to continue my own development practices, and most of the time I'm the only woman of color there. So it's been very interesting, and I'm just trusting spirit along the way.
Beautiful. Well, we're waiting for Rev to come back. Let's see. Oh, I'll meet you this year. Yay, Ujo. I'm going to meet Ujo Wildcat this year. You heard she put it right here on this thing, said we're going to meet this year.
I am bearing witness.
Me too. two or three are gathered, Ujo. We're going to see you. Yes. Yes, spirit will do it, Ojo Wildcat. I swear I have to say your name right. Yes. And the person doing their PhD, get your PhD, darling. Get your PhD. Life is better with it than without it in this dimension. However, nonetheless, if you're a magical person, that's not going to stop you. It's just going to enhance you. So get your PhD. Don't stop it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this is okay. So, Rev is coming back. Are you back, Rev?
That just means it's time for us to wrap up, right?
Yeah, because we have a ritual to do.
Yeah, we got full moon stuff to do. So
Yes.
that's what that is telling us. Like, hello, it's time to get on with the full moon. Hello. All right, ladies.
It's right here waiting for me.
It's waiting. I was out walking in the full moon before this. Oh, yeah, I was out walking in the full moon. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So full moon blessings to everyone from the witches at the Mystery School.
Look, this is going to be my moon water, y'all.
Ooh, come on.
I'm making moon water tonight, y'all.
Come on. Oh.
Yes, y'all.
Oh my goodness. Thank you for making the book launch party so much fun.
Yes, that was so much fun.
Yay!
And coming up with many of the signs that I had in the book that we have all mutually noticed, right? About witches. And by the way, family, if you bought the book from Amazon, please email me.
Can we see the book?
MAGICK at christianwitches.com. Email me so that you can get the updated revised copy. I'm going to give you a free copy if you bought it from Amazon. Because if you bought it from Amazon, you have the original version that was not complete with its edits. And I want you to have the perfected version. So email me at magic@christianwitches.com and just send me your receipt from Amazon. And I will send you a link to the fully edited, revised version of 13 Sign Zero Witch. I want you to have the perfected version. And the same for members. The perfected version is in the members portal right here on the channel. Icy, thank you. Queen Hadassah, thank you. Family, thank you. I love you. Have a beautiful full moon.
Yes.
Ah.
Thanks, Rev. Thanks.
Love you.